All right, I believe I'm live. Anyways, welcome, greetings, and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter, and I will be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar forum member to find the link to attend the after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench, and I'm going to post the link there after this monologue with today's date. Now, if you are not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/S as in sunset, M as in Mary, F as in foxtrot. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address, or Sparky, the proprietor of Stunthangar, will not approve you. Now, if you are inclined to not come in and just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box. I will do my best to make your comments a part of the show. Understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient. I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comment. Now, if you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts or the many building videos that Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please give us a thumbs up. That's a like. Please subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit the notification bell and select all so that whenever I or Sparky comes on, you will be notified. And also share the videos and comment. Speaking of comments, I don't go on Stunthangar that much. So if you go to my channels, which is on YouTube, Flying Control Line Stunt, you can put a comment on any of my videos and I will get a notification. That way it'd be much more expedient for me to get back to you. That's the best way I can think of. Anyways, all those activities I mentioned earlier are important, but also consider joining our YouTube membership, which starts at $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. Your support helps offset some of the expenses of running Stunthangar. And with your memberships, you get special badges I can see in the YouTube chat, unlimited replay of member-only videos, and once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. You can use the super chat, which is located at the bottom of the chat box, to make donations. Now, speaking of the super chat and the chat box on YouTube, you must have a YouTube channel. Not that it's prolific, but you just have to register to be able to actually put questions or comments in the chat. And speaking of the super chat donations, you have to do that during a live broadcast. So like I said, I do these every Monday and Friday, 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come on in then. If it's not convenient for you to watch the whole thing, back out of the show and come back and watch the remainder of the replay at a more convenient time. But please do that. We still need donations and contributions to help us out. And by the way, we want to thank you for what you did during the Nats. I know Sparky, he thought he had to come out of his pocket, but he was able to, he did do that, but it was replenished. And so we greatly appreciate the donations and contributions. We really appreciate that. So I want to ask you to keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't do around your own children and grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to post the link at Stunthangar at that link called At the Bench. I'm going to post the link right now. And it has today's date, June 28th. And so here we go. And let me see what's going on the YouTube side of the world. Let's see here. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's do this. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I did. And let's see here. Switch. All righty, here we go. Just bear with me for a second. This is once we get going, I won't need to do this again. It's just getting it set up so I can see what's going on. All righty. Okay, so that's right. And here we go. Great. Alexander III, he says, hi, Charles. And I appreciate that, Alexander. I heard a little bit of comments. I just briefly popped in on one of Sparky's broadcasts this weekend, and I guess you thought that I had blocked you. I don't remember blocking you, so I don't know what. Hopefully, I see you here, so I don't know what happened. If you had a problem, if Sparky fixed it or not, I don't know. But I'm glad to see you. And then Banshee 15 says, good video, good audio. Thank you very much, you guys. For some reason, I can't hear myself. Normally I do. Let me see what's going on. But I'm just talking to myself. I can't hear anything. But anyways, we have looks like we have 9 concurrent viewers and 8 likes. Thank you very much. That's wonderful. Let's see here. Let me get this bigger here. All right, great. So I think I have everything all set up except for my audio. For me personally, I don't know what's going on. Let's see here. Got my volume up. I don't understand why I can't hear myself. Oh, well. At least I can't hear my mistakes, right? Hopefully I'll have some people joining me soon. Let me see what's going on. Is there anybody? Alexander III says, I think it was when I posted my email address when I was looking for a plan. Trying to remember. So maybe that was YouTube. I don't remember blocking you or anything like that. So, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of friends in Scotland too. I can't diss a friend out there in Scotland. You're the only one I know of. Or when it comes in, I might have other ones out there. Who knows? I just don't know of any except for you, Alexander III. Thank you very much for your coming in. And I see you also support Sparky, and I appreciate that. I'm only on twice a week. Sparky is on 5 days a week, and some days several times during the day. I'm waiting for someone to come in. I'm pretty sure I posted the link correctly. Let me see what's going on here. Let me unmute this. Thank you very much for your coming in, and I see you also. That's behind me. I don't have anything that's I can't hear myself real time, so I don't know what's going on. I'll worry about that once I get some guests in here. Anyways, let me just kind of fill in some space until I get some more people in here. I don't think let me check something. All right, here comes Brendan. Hey, Brendan.
How we doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. I wasn't sure if I hooked up the show correctly because I was like, where's people at? Here comes Eddie Suter. Oh, great. Now we're off and running. Now we're cooking with oil. And then Gary Sinclair says, I'm trying to thumbs up, and I will be. And thank you, Gary. And everybody else who's giving me thumbs up, there's 12 likes already. So thank you, everybody. That really helps the analytics of the programming. And Mike Rigel says, Alexander III, what was it that happened? And now I opened up the Pandora's box, Alexander. Alexander says, no worries, Charles, all is good. And then Alexander III says, I was unable to post any comments. Yes, I was listening to Sparky, and there was a dialogue between Alexander III and Sparky. And Alexander III said that he thought that I had blocked him. And I was in my garage just listening, and I knew I hadn't blocked him. And Sparky, he didn't think I did. He did, or he said he didn't understand why I would. So hey, what's up, Gary? Now you're in. Thank you. And Eddie, I don't have your video. I just see your name.
I'm trying to figure this out.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out this platform myself. So welcome to my world.
Can you hear me? I'm okay.
I hear you fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I hear you fine. And let me finish up with Jack Snavely. He says, hello, all around the world. Just saying hi, and I'm watching. Well, thank you very much. And then Tom Rammel says, Charles, I gave you a like. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
There we go.
Eddie, now we see you.
Yeah. I didn't know I had to start the video.
Yeah, it's I still haven't gotten this thing down where I'm really comfortable with it, but I'll just muddle through it until I figure out a more streamlined way of doing it. But anyways, Brendan, was you going to say something? I know I got into the chat box. Okay.
I don't have anything. I'm going to be soldering some ESCs together tonight, and I don't know. I got this Pathfinder here that I was working with last time. I got some epoxy on it right now. Mike Lonke, he threw it in the back of his truck to bring it up to Nats, but he literally threw it in the back. I think he kind of tied it down, but it was taking all the wind, in the back of the truck there.
Wow.
On a 4-hour drive or whatever it was. So the rudder in the back is a little wobbly.
Oh, okay. And that's a Pathfinder, huh?
Yeah, it's a Pathfinder. It's the biggest. It's the biggest, probably most plane we got so far. I was trying to find on Stunthangar some the setups, electric setups that people were listing, and seeing if I had a motor that kind of worked with it. So I actually called Trian last night and troubleshot some things. And basically, I'm going to run with the motor I got, do some tests this week, and see if I need to upgrade to something bigger or better. But I don't know. I'd rather stick with what I got now than trying to, tinker with other things. So we'll see. We'll see.
Well,
Hey, Brandon, I wasn't able to get on Friday. I had a fishing tournament Saturday, so I had to go to bed early. I want to say congratulations on you and your team for knocking them out.
Yeah, we made it. That's all I can say is we made it. It was wild. It was wild. I mean, I was literally a chicken with the head cut off, just going from plane to plane. The kid to I crashed mine, and it was. I mean, I don't know. It was just go, and then next thing you know, the whole field is cleared and everybody's gone. And I'm like, what did we just do?
Well, I was planning on. Well, I didn't know y'all was going to be flying Sunday morning, so I left out at 6 o'clock my time, forgetting that there was an hour time difference.
Oh, okay.
So I was planning on getting there around noon Sunday, which would have actually been 1 o'clock there.
Okay.
But I got about 5 miles south of Louisville, and we're running 85, 90 miles an hour on the interstate, keeping up with everybody. And the left rear tire decided it didn't want to play speed racer anymore and left the road. So it blew out on me.
Oh boy.
So I'm sitting there changing my tire on the side of the 65 with everybody doing 85 beside me. Get off the interstate, and make a long story short, I get 4 tires, and 2.5 hours later, I'm finally pulling into Muncie. So it's like 3:00, 3:30 before I get there. And the only people flying is the uh,
Combat.
combat guys. Everybody
Yeah,
else
you
is
never
like,
stop. I mean,
no.
they're just a go. They're go, go, go.
Yeah. And so I looked around a little bit and then went back to the hotel, come back Monday, and of course it's 30-mile-an-hour winds. Nobody's flying, maybe one or two people are flying. And I'm thinking, this is nuts, y'all out there flying. And I'm like you, Charles. I've figured out it ain't too windy to fly. It might be too windy to do what you want to do, but it ain't too windy to fly because those guys did it.
It definitely raises your game. You got to bring it to the Nats.
Yeah, I'm seriously contemplating competing next year.
Oh, good. You know what, Eddie? I'll tell you. I think competing. I mean, nothing wrong with having aspirations of winning, but just competing is such a good thing. You're going to learn. Even if you go there to the contest and you don't win, you're going to learn. You're going to see things.
Oh well, yeah, I'm a big competitor, so yeah.
Oh, you are? Okay, well, great. Not everybody's a competitor. I realize that. Not everybody's a competitor, but even if you just go to the Nats, you or any contest, you're going to be a better flyer because you're going to talk to people, and next thing you know, you will learn a little golden nugget that you would not have heard before, and it can revolutionize your game plan, the way you fly.
My thing is to memorize the pattern.
Okay.
You know, knowing all 15 patterns of the or stunts of the pattern to do the full pattern. You know, I was thinking maybe trying to do what is it was classic, old time stunt, and N30. One of them does a different pattern. Is that the old time?
The old time.
Old time.
Yeah. It does like the stair step and goes around and comes back down and maybe a loop or something, something like that. Because most of them only had a 3-ounce tank on them, and you got about 4 minutes of flight time, and so you didn't have a full pattern. But I'm very seriously thinking about, maybe beginner or maybe step up to intermediate. I don't know. I don't know if you can just jump right into them or if you have to. I guess you can enter anything you want to, huh?
You can enter whatever you feel you're at.
Yeah.
But I'd recommend going to beginner just so that you can get acclimated to what happens at a contest.
Yeah.
I didn't even know the whole pattern. I mean, my son knows the whole pattern. So I was more so there for him, but my wife was like, yeah, throw your hat in the ring. And she knows I can't do outside loops. I've never done an 8. I've never done an overhead 8. So I didn't have the whole beginner pattern down, even though I know what it is, but I can't do it. But I went with what I had, and frankly, just flying in the wind. I mean, that wrecked everything that I thought I knew, just for an experience that, okay, I'm on the clock, I'm in front of some judges, and I'm trying to pull this off in 15-mile-an-hour winds. And, it was complete learning. And then I shared before that on my second flight after I crashed the first one, my backup plane, I put the prop on backwards. And so when I put that plane in the air, it was going so slow, but I was just dialed in. I'm like, okay, well, I got to keep this thing in the air. I would like to try to do a couple stunts to see what I can pull off and do. And so in the end, a lot of people will go, what is wrong with this guy? Or what is this that he's got out there? But I walk away saying from it, okay, I got one in my belt. I learned a whole lot. It was crazy. It's a fun memory. And the next one I'm going to build on. So
well, you got to think too, at least you didn't put a pusher prop on.
Yeah, right.
That's really screw you up. I didn't think there would be that much difference in the prop being backwards. Wouldn't the pitch be the same?
All I can say is my wife called it, and I think I was so worked up that I kind of just didn't hear what she had to say. But when I put it on backwards, it then started hitting on the nose to my profile. And I was like, this is weird, it's catching, what's this all about? And so rather than like troubleshoot it and really think about it, all I did is I brought out my little hobby saw. It's here. Brought out my hobby saw. I was like, okay, I'm trimming the nose a little shorter. But I would have really thought about it. It's like, no, there's something wrong here, because I've used the same prop over and over again on that plane and broken and I just was stupid and put it on backwards.
That's okay. That's just excited energy. Carl, you wanted to say something, Carl?
Well, I was gonna say I went to a contest with you up North California. Well, a little bit north, 2 hours north where we live, and then I went to another one by myself. And I'm getting ready to enter a contest at the same park. And the way I'm looking at this, I'm gonna go on the beginners. I'm not gonna know anybody. I have to ask someone to be my pit boss for me because I'm going up there by myself. And I know I'm gonna do piss poor. And I think if you go up with that kind of attitude for your first timer, thinking, I'm probably going to do bad, but I'm going there to have fun and enjoy the atmosphere and find out what I can do and find out what I need to work on. And if you go with that kind of an attitude, you won't be all tensed up and nervous and stressed out. It'll just be like going to a regular flying spot.
Well, just for one thing, Carl, we'll probably be flying different times, so I should be able to pit for you.
Oh, are you going to the contest?
I'm planning on it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. If you, that'd be great.
28th, I think it is. The one that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's called the Jousts. That's put on by the Knights of the Round Circle, and the contest is out at Whittier Narrows, Sparky's old stomping grounds.
Yeah.
And Tryon has been there as well. But what I was going to say is that going as a beginner, even if you can fly the pattern, you still might not be familiar with all the things the person has to do, like, checking in, getting your plane weighed, getting your plane pulled, and then being able to be, checking on the flight order and making sure that when it's your turn, you are ready. All those things can add anxiety, and it just helps to have someone there to help you, or even just to admit to somebody, hey, after my first time at a contest, can you help me not look stupid? Oops, I already did that.
Yeah.
So help me avoid the next time,
Right.
So, and
because
that can help, because nervous energy is just the last thing you need.
yeah, and if you stop and think about it, everybody started at the beginning at one time or another, right? And all went through that same phases.
I don't know, not everybody does.
Well, I mean, when they go to a contest the first time, they gotta learn all the little procedures they have to do, right? They just didn't walk up. They just didn't walk up to the contest and knew everything right off the bat. So it was a learning curve for everybody.
Right, but what I mean is some people don't go in beginner, and they.
Well, I understand that.
Anyways, excuse me. Banshee 15 says beginner pattern might where you want to start, Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just to have something that easy.
Yeah.
To help relax.
I mean, I can do. I mean, the maneuvers I can do. I know. My problem is, half time I have to remind myself to breathe, so I can't remember. I can't remember the the order, so I don't want to get out there and do just like say not remember the pattern and do it ass backwards or something, and and they're like, well, you screwed everything up, so thanks for your money, and you can go home.
Well, yeah, but that's the reason. See, Eddie, that's the reason why I call it the beginner's class. I mean, here I'm going to this contest. I haven't even learned how to fly inverted yet, and I'm still gonna go.
Yeah.
Put my coconuts on the table and just go for the gusto. And I might make an attempt fly inverted up there, and it might end up crashing the airplane. But I don't know. I haven't made that decision yet. Or I might learn how to do it before I go. So basically, the only thing I can do is inside and outside loops and the wing over. That's basically all I can do.
I've got
Let me
plenty.
interrupt for a second, you guys. For a second, and I want to say hi to Tom Rammel. Thank you for coming in, Tom, and Bob. Thank you for coming in, Bob. And let me just catch up on the chat, and then we can continue on. Michael Gell says, Charles, do you know any of the guys in the Knights of the Round Circle? There were some world-class flyers in that club back in the 60s. Yeah, I'm a member of the Knights of the Round Circle, and I know some of the guys. I don't know them all, because I live in Escondido. I'm 2 hours away from their monthly meeting, which is in Fullerton, California. So but yeah, I used to talk to Bob Whiteley on a regular basis. He was a member of the Knights of the Round Circle before he moved to Arizona. And Bart Kaplinsky, I know he's done some things in stunt, and then others that I've met. But yeah, it's a really neat club, neat guys, and so is the what's the other one? The other one is called the Circle Burners. LA has two clubs, or LA County has two clubs that I know of: Circle Burners and the Knights of the Round Circle. And anyways, before I interrupted, one last thing. Marcel Legrand says, "Evening all from New Zealand." Good evening, Marcel. And I was going to say, I was going to ask actually to our panel. Now, a beginner, can someone be outside the circle and yell out the maneuvers? There's no prohibition against that.
You can
right?
have someone in the circle with you and call them, or you can just carry a cue card, whichever one you're more comfortable with.
Yeah, I sit in there with my son.
And hi, Phil, by the way. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, man.
Oh, one thing I did get while I was there with got me a Super Tiger Venturian needle from a Tiger 51. So
From where?
Lee Machine Shop
Oh, good.
at there when I was at Muncie. He didn't have one. This is for the G series. He didn't have one for the V, and I thought while I was there, I'll save me some shipping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whenever I see Tom Lee, I gather up.
Jim
Whatever I
Lee.
can afford. I have a limited income. Trust me, I can't do a whole lot, but I see
Oh, yeah.
what I want.
Yeah, it's Jim Lee.
Jim Lee.
Jim, yeah.
What did I say?
Tom Lee.
I have a question regarding Lee.
Guess that's better than Chumley, huh?
Chum-
Todd Lee, the one that had that P-51, is that Jim Lee's son?
Yeah,
Okay.
Todd. Mhm. Hi, Eddie. How's your son doing?
He's good. He's got his brace off. He's had it off all day today, so it's getting better.
He couldn't get warm enough at the Nationals.
No, no,
Ended
it
up
was.
going-
We were underdressed. We were the only fools out there. Well, not the only ones, but shorts and t-shirt, and it's 49 degrees and 30-mile-an-hour wind.
Oh, it was a lot more than that.
It was. It was kind of cool though.
Yeah.
With Bob, did you figure out what was wrong with your plane?
Yeah, it was a bad cell in the battery.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
shucks.
okay. I mean, I was so fortunate. I was blessed, and I landed inverted on the asphalt. Was better than landing in the grass because it could have really damaged the airplane. And the 3-blade prop prevented the canopy from hitting the asphalt.
Yeah.
The outside wingtip didn't hit on the asphalt; it hit on a tar strip, and it just rubbed some tar on the outboard wingtip. So the only damage done was about an 1/8 inch off the top of the fin, which has already been repaired, ready for paint. And
Yeah.
the airplane was 100%.
I mean, it beats all I ever seen. The only man I know who can land upside down and only break a prop. Never scratch the paint. I'm like, really?
It wasn't only break the prop. That's about a $50 prop with about
Well, yeah,
another
but still,
4 or
I mean,
5
you
hours
gotta-
worth of work in it.
a painted canopy and it never got a scratch on it.
Not a scratch on it.
Eddie, I've been telling y'all, the man just, he can do things nobody else can do.
Well, I had nothing to do with that. I think that was a power beyond me, and I'm sure of it.
Well, I'll just say this. The thing that impressed me most about Bob years ago and still does, they always told me, and Art Adam Essen told me many times, never give up points, never leave points on the table.
Yeah.
Takeoff and landings count. He does the prettiest takeoffs I've ever seen.
Thank you. I worked hard on them.
Now, the landings have to be on the wheel, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
they have to be on the wheels for
Okay.
count.
I'm,
Yeah, if
I'm
you
gonna
knock parts off the airplane, it don't count.
I'm putting a rule proposal in that if you do a 2-point prop landing, it's okay too. You know.
Yeah,
No, it was exciting.
it looked awfully cold.
It was. It was windy and cold. It was the windiest nationals from front to back I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was a weird nationals. I kept watching Sparky's coverage and I kept thinking, this just don't seem right. And for y'all that were there, it really had to not seem right.
Well, that's what it was. You know, you roll
Yeah.
the punch. You know, you fly or you
Yeah.
go home.
Mike talked me into taking my flight streak to get the maiden flight on it. Are you guys interested in seeing that video?
Oh,
Sure.
yeah. Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Let me see if I can figure this out to share it. Is it showing up? Do you see
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah.
Okay, let me play it. So that's Mike out there. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you.
That's Mike out there flying my flight streak for the first time.
Boy, it's slow lap times.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, it probably needs a 4-cell. I'm running a 3-cell battery in there now.
So mine looks pretty comfortable, so the plane must have been all right.
This has throttle on it, so you can control the throttle while you're flying it through a radio control.
Yeah, he was doing touch and goes with a single wheel.
Yep.
Y'all are warped.
Warped?
Yeah, that's a little crazy doing touch and goes in the grass.
Wait till he harriers it.
Yeah, he was slobbing it.
So who was controlling the RPM?
He is.
Oh,
Mike is. He's got the controller out there with his other hand.
Okay.
In his case, his right hand does the throttle control because he flies left-handed.
Wow. Well, that doesn't seem too easy either.
Should have seen it though before this. He was flying Sam's that profile, and he mowed the grass with it, and Sam about died. He just Mike's like, no big deal.
This is probably the only time it was calm the whole time we were there.
That field looks wonderful.
Looks like about a half hour before sunset.
Sun didn't set till almost 10 o'clock.
Really?
Wow.
It was light till 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the sun looks like it's less than 15 degrees above the horizon, and that's usually an hour.
You can still fly in practice at 9:15.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
I do have, I think Mike took a little bit of video while I was flying it too. Let's see if I can call that. There you go.
I'm just amazed how brave Tom is. Let a combat flyer fly his brand new ship.
Anyway, that was pretty much it.
That was your maiden flight, huh?
Yeah.
Fantastic. At the Nats. That's pretty
That's
cool.
cool.
I don't recall seeing you out there, Tom.
Yeah, I was there.
Sitting in the
I was at Steve's party too. I saw you at Steve's party,
Oh, okay.
and I don't know. I got some video of you. I think I took the video of your plane landing inverted.
I don't want to see it.
Once heard enough, huh?
I'm
Hey,
not sure
on
how
any-
I exit out of this now. Does anybody know?
I haven't shared anything on this platform yet, so
I think if you go up to the top of the screen, there's a little drop line up there. Right now it tells me I'm reviewing your screen, and it has view options. It's right in the middle of the screen at the top.
well, I can stop you, Tom.
Okay,
There
thank
you
you.
There you go.
Hey,
Okay.
hey here, boy, we got the full house. We have
Yeah.
I didn't see Denny come in, and I didn't see Tryon and John, and thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate it.
Got
Yeah,
a question for you, Charles.
Okay.
Did you get my messages on the phone?
What messages?
So the answer would be no.
I spoke with Walter this afternoon.
Walter Umland or Walter Hicks?
Walter Umland.
Okay.
And
oh, great. Oh, what did he
he's
say?
at home, and he asked me to give you a message, apologize for him not calling you in the last 2 days, but he's been really, he sounded like they wrung it out of him.
He's really ill.
Yeah, he's very ill. But he's doing a lot better. He's eating food, drinking water. So
Is it a kidney problem?
yeah, he had a kidney failure.
Wow.
Wow.
But like I say, he begged him. He said he begged him to be able to come home, and so he let him come home today. And he is at home, but he's very tired and doesn't last long in a conversation. But it's better than I think what he was before. So
Oh,
just
that,
let you guys know. So that was in the, I called to talk to you about it. So
that's great news. I've been thinking about Walter, and then, since we're on the subject of ill health, and we have our comrade Mike Lonke, who had major surgery today, and so
Mike Lonke?
yeah,
Yeah.
What happened?
spinal
Yeah,
surgery,
neck surgery.
and so
What happened?
what
What happened?
he had
It's-
spinal surgery today this morning. Mike
Is it
Lonke.
emergency surgery? Because he
No,
looked.
it was
No.
scheduled.
Oh, it was planned.
It was planned.
No, he had a problem with the, with the pain in his because of the nerve was pinched or something like that, and they had to go in there just fix the vertebrae, and it was all planned, and hopefully it's gonna feel better.
Well, the good news is his wife texted me, and his wife's name is Lisa, and
Mhm.
she said the surgery went great, and he's just a little groggy, and I think they're going to send him home tomorrow.
Good.
So that's
Good
good.
deal.
So I'm really happy about that, because I've been concerned about my friends here, and I'm glad that everyone is going home or is home,
Yeah.
doing better. So that's good news.
Wow.
You guys, let me get back to the chat. Mike Rigel says, cool, that's cool. And then Banshee 15 says, whoa, there's Bob Hunt.
Fair.
turn away quick.
Then Bob Hudak says, good to see you back in the game, Bob.
Yeah, good to be back in the game.
Yeah, and then Dennis Adamison says, like this chat, be there in a bit. And obviously you're here, Dennis. And then Bob Hudak says, hi, Dennis, I miss you. So we're all caught up, gentlemen. Let me just catch up on our details here. We have 27 concurrent viewers. We have 21 likes, 0 chat revenue, and 0 new members. So please consider joining our YouTube channel. It's just $4.99 a month. That's 17 cents a day, or less than 17 cents a day. And the chat revenue, you only can do that during a live stream. So if you're watching this as a replay, you won't see the chat, the super chat. It won't be there, and you won't be able to do the chat unless you're in the live stream. So make a note that I do this every Monday and Friday at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And come in and just briefly watch it, make your donation, and come back and watch the replay at a more convenient time. So with that being said, I think we're all caught up, gentlemen.
I have a question for Bob.
Yo,
Did your motor come? You might have already told me. Did your motor come unplugged, or what happened to you?
yeah, it was a bad cell in a battery.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. That's the second time that's happened to me since 2005.
Well, it's not a bad average.
I was flying electric all those years, and only twice have I had a
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had more issues with flying IC in that
What's
space of time. I've had issues in flying IC, you know.
Yeah. Well, sure. Yeah. I mean, nothing's perfect.
Right.
I switched over from the 6S 2800s. Paul Walker suggested it, and so did Joe Daly. He said, "Why don't you?" Because I didn't like the way the airplane was flying with the 6S in it. And of course, that's 2 ounces heavier than the 5S. So I put the 5S in, and it flew so good that I took an extra ounce of nose weight I had in there, and retrimmed the handle, and the airplane's flying like it was flying back in 2012 when I first built it. Or 11. It's really flying well. So
Outstanding.
it's flying a lot better than I am. Yeah.
You didn't get enough time on your new one to trust it, I take it.
It was too windy to trim the twin. We did get 2 flights on it, and it's going to be a killer. I mean, the motors run great. It turns equally. It tracks. It moves like a freight train. It's going to be a great airplane. But the problem was it was brand new, and it was so windy that there was no way I was going to try to fully trim a new airplane in that wind.
Oh, I
So I
understand.
flew out the crossfire, and it worked.
Yeah. I mean,
I hated that I had to leave, Bob, and before I could see it, but I'm sure it looks just as good as the others.
yeah.
Yeah.
How do you trim a plane in such a windy conditions? I mean, you can't.
You can't.
I mean, how can you tell? You can barely tell. Like you're fighting the plane more than flying it, and then to worry about trimming and then figure out what's wrong in those conditions is just.
Well, I was able to get enough time on it to know that it's going to be a great airplane, but I just didn't have time to fully trim it and tried to start doing patterns with a brand new airplane in that kind of wind under that circumstances where you got to get ready to fly. Because remember, I had gone out there I got there Friday night, and I figured we would have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday to fly. But the problem, they had the IMAC contest going on, and they shut down the site, so we couldn't fly until Sunday. Yeah. Or actually, I think it was almost Monday until we could fly. So I didn't have any time to put on the airplane. And everybody's grousing about that, but please remember, guys, that nowhere in the rules to the nationals does it even suggest that we are guaranteed any practice facilities. You're supposed to come there ready to fly, just like the RC guys do. The fact that they grant us, by grace, just facilities to fly on when they can, we should be very thankful for that. So everybody's grousing about no practice areas, but there's no guarantee of practice at the national.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. I think if it's flying that good in the little bit of flight time you got on that twin, I believe twins fly real good in the wind when they're trimmed up properly.
Oh, Rick Huff proved that. His airplane flies really well. He took 14th on his first top 20 visit, and that airplane flies spectacularly well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Glad to do that.
He did great too.
Looking forward to seeing what you do with that.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have it out here this week. I'll get it out and start flying it.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Walker liked it. He spent a lot of time looking at it, so happy to see that.
Yeah, Dennis, I was interested to hear how your plane flew and handled in that wind.
Was just fine. I
Hello,
didn't
brother.
have any issues or anything at all. The only issue I had is I couldn't score enough points, and that's not conducive to a long stay, shall we say. So.
Yeah.
And so, but the airplane was working great. I had a couple of really good flights that I was happy with and everything like that. But like I say, I'm not the one that needed to be happy, if you know what I mean. So,
yeah.
The last 2 guys up bumped me out, and I've been crying ever since So
You don't think it was the pink color then, do you?
Well, listen,
Yeah.
Denny, I missed the top 5 by 4 points, and I'm not
Mhm.
crying about it because after watching that top 5 live, I'm not exactly sure I wanted to be in that wind anyway.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking
I
of
was
which,
really,
it's like
really surprised when they went ahead and flew a top 5 after that. I thought, conditions and everything like that, I really anticipated they were just gonna run the open like the advanced and, just go from there. And, an extra fly off in the top 5. Did anybody actually change position in the fly off? Or is it all pretty much all the same?
No, everything stayed the same, I think.
Where they came from, where they placed going into it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how the seating was in the top 5. Who was first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. I know that Joe Daly was 5th, and Joe Gilbert was
Orestes.
4th, but I don't know
Yeah.
about David and Orestes and Paul where they came into the top
I
5.
think it was I think. Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I looked at it, but I can't remember. It was either Walker first or Orestes first.
Orestes was first.
Going
Yeah.
in. Yeah. Okay.
And there's no question about it. I don't care what anybody says. Those 2 were the class of the field, and then there was everybody else. They just absolutely, tore it up. So, 0.83 points between the 2 of them. That's pretty amazing.
Isn't it though?
What got me was when Orestes. I've never been able to watch Orestes fly much, but Sparky went out there with his camera and filmed Orestes Walker Cup fly-off flight.
Yeah.
He was doing 4-foot pullouts in that wind, and everybody else was cutting their wing overs, pulling out way high and rounding into the flat at the bottom.
Except Paul.
He brought it down and banged.
Paul was doing that too. I watched that thing like a hawk. That was the only top 5 fly-off. I said to everybody, I'd pay $100 to see that again, live.
Yeah.
And Paul was doing there was no difference really between Paul and Orestes as far as I'm concerned, as far as the pullouts are concerned or the heights, or they were both on their game, and their equipment really worked well. Very well.
I never did see Paul's airplane. I'm sure he showed it, but I never did see it.
Well, it went out into the soybean fields and was searching for ants. It's an anteater, it's got that long nose on it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Fluorescent pink or red or whatever, and yellow. Fluorescent yellow.
Is it fluorescent yellow and pink again?
Out there with Matt Newman's airplane with the 2 long noses, really searching for ants.
That's pretty neat.
Joke, guys. It's a joke.
I know.
Did any of you read any of the comments from some of the international guys that watched that fly off? There was a lot of very impressed people. Chacon said, you go to the AMA Nats, you go big or stay home.
And the thing is, I watched a little bit of the flying in the wind on video, and it does not reflect how windy it was.
no, it doesn't.
This was the windiest finals or semifinals since 2003, where people were crashing in level flight. Brett Buck crashed in level flight. The airplane got tossed out of the air. Bob Gieske got knocked over on his rear end by the wind in 2003. That was a little worse than this. Brett actually had the stats on that day, and this was about 5 miles an hour or so less, but it was still horrific. I mean, the gusts were up to 30, 35.
Yeah, I mean, the winds was so bad that when they did the judging, they didn't want to put the planes out in the grass because they're afraid they'd get blown over, blown away. So
Yeah.
It was so windy that the judges couldn't hold their clipboards. It's windy when you can't judge.
Wow.
That's
windy.
A joke, guys.
I know.
We know your sense of humor, so we take it like you give it out.
I was very impressed to watch Orestes just fly effortless in there.
Yeah, he's a heck of a pilot.
But so what's the deal? From watching the videos, Bob, I see Paul flying very much taller maneuvers, well over 45. I see his inside loops being a vertical football and the horizontal loops being a horizontal football. It's clear, right? But maybe it's just a video. What can I say?
Well, I don't know. You have to be there and watch it in person. There was
Yeah.
no doubt about it. Those two were the class of the field by a mile. And then there was everybody
Yeah.
else. Not to take anything away from the
I will say that that anybody flying oversized, they don't stay around very long.
That's right.
And if Paul was flying big, he wouldn't have been hanging around.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he may have been bigger than the other guy. Actually, and my son pointed this out to me. It's easier in the wind to fly small because your airplane doesn't get pushed down so much. You can fly everything under 45 degrees, all those maneuvers, pretty easy if you fly them small. If you try to fly them big, it distorts the shape sometimes. That stuff that's over 45, the vertical, the hourglass, and in particular at this Nationals, the overheads. On the first day, a lot of us, including Paul had the closest call I've ever seen. He almost lost his airplane. I mean, within inches of losing his airplane in a practice day in an overhead. And that wasn't anywhere near as much wind as he flew in later in the week. So he retrimmed the airplane and got it to work better. And so did everybody else. But I got to tell you, that was a bad wind. And I'll tell you something else we found out. Does anybody here fly Fiorati systems?
No.
Okay. I'm glad I'm flying now, and I'll tell you why. It has in there a thing called G-force. And if the airplane comes in at you when you're doing like an overhead or something, starts to fall in, it increases the power and pulls it back out again. We haven't been using that. We just never felt the need for it until this week. And all of us boosted the settings on the G-force feature and on the nose up feature, and it helped us tremendously to get through the verticals, the hourglass, and the overheads.
So that's the nice thing about Fiorati's system, right?
Yeah,
I see.
I like it.
I know one thing impressed me was watching, I don't know his name, but he was 89 years old out there flying.
Wesley Dick. My buddy, Wesley Dick.
Mr. Dick,
Dennis?
I think was his name.
Dennis Adamesi?
Yeah,
Wesley
Wes got
Wesley Dick.
Wes was there.
Oh, Wesley Dick. Yeah.
89 years old.
He was the oldest guy there.
Yeah, I think I was the oldest guy in the top 20. Certainly in the top 10, I think.
Yeah, no, so I saw another, it looked to me like another Velvet there, but somebody else was flying. So did you see that?
Yeah, John Paris up in Michigan just got his finished a week or two, I guess about 10 days before the Nats. So he's still trimming it out. But it looked really, really good. I watched him. Wes and I were watching it, and Wes is just, kind of beside himself. He's just, he's just happy as heck that somebody was flying his airplane.
Yeah.
He sold a bunch of kits and stuff, and only a couple of them got built and whatever. So, and John is a really good flyer anyway. So the combination, I think it's going to work out real well for John. So far, John's real happy with it too.
Good. There was a thing that happened in the top 5 that almost nobody knew about. There was high drama, extremely high drama. Joe Daly, when he went out for I think it was his first flight, maybe it was his second flight, but he went out to fly, and most people didn't realize, but his son was flying in the adjacent circle in senior, and Joe had to go out on the line to start, and he was watching past the judges he was on circle 3, watching past the judges on circle 4 just before he started his motor, watching his kid trying to get through the pattern in that wind, and he lost it in the overhead. It shattered the airplane, and then Joe had to punch the button and start the motor like 5 seconds later. Wow. Can you imagine watching your son crash an airplane and wanting to go over and console him or be with him, and then have to put your attention on flying the top 5 at the Nationals in that wind? That was brave.
Yeah,
that was incredibly brave.
Wow.
I think in the record books that this Nationals will probably go down as one of the better ones, despite the drawbacks of the high wind and that. But the guy stepped up to the plate and really performed, showing the world, in my opinion, showing the world what it means to be a real stunt pilot you know, what it takes.
Yeah, I mean, any contest is windy, especially in Europe. You go to Europe, they have a different situation to contend with in most venues. We have straight wind, and you can fly in pretty heavy straight wind pretty well. I mean, it's a challenge, but you can do it. But over there, most of their sites are surrounded by trees or buildings, and any kind of wind at all makes it incredibly turbulent and very difficult to fly. So they're contending with something too when they fly at their contests.
Bob,
Yeah.
I want to ask you about the Fiorati system. Is it do you know the basics on which one in which it works? It's worked on a gyro or on
I don't know that. I don't know that at all.
Yeah.
I just know that I never messed with the G-force too much until we had the problem getting up into those overheads and keeping track and in the overhead. And then Rick, I think it was Rick that suggested we turn up the G-force feature. And as soon as we did that, the airplane stuck a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
A lot better. And we also turned up the nose up feature, so we had a little more boost going uphill.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah, I think those are nice things for about the I think those are just modifiers, because the accelerometer knows, like when you nose up, you're in y-axis. I mean, in a vertical axis of the plane. If the plane is like this and this is z, when you nose up, z is 0, right?
Mhm.
And it also in the direction of flight, the x direction, let's say x it's in the direction of flying, nose to tail, the x will read -1, right? So it knows your nose up. When those two are true, the accelerometer knows that your nose up. If your nose down, it's gonna still read 0 in the z direction, but x is gonna be +1.
Right.
The nose pulls down, right? So it knows you go nose down.
Reason, but when you pull the nose up and you have your baseline set, you have your upper thing set, your lower thing set, you can adjust it to get what you want, and you can adjust
extra boost, yeah.
How quickly it comes on and goes off. But the nose up feature is a whole different thing. Like you say, it's an add-on. It gives you a little extra boost, and the G-force thing is also an add-on. And
an add-on, yes.
Valuable in that kind of wind.
Yeah, I call them a modifier.
Modifiers.
Like you modify the baseline.
It's like Tim's ultimate timer, the guy out in Washington who makes that timer that Howard uses. That's an add-on, and he uses Igor's system with something else downstream. So but those things really do work. And it was impressive how they worked. All those timer systems work very, very well.
Yeah, I get it.
Hey, Bob, so your power consumption must have went up a little bit, right?
Down dramatically. When it's windier, you use less battery. When it's calm, you use more battery. Now it sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The wind gives so much power to the airplane that you don't use anywhere near as much power. I think I'd come down with 39% left in the battery. I
was thinking of the G-force increase and the nose up increase.
Kind of like the wind flying.
It's so minimal, it's on for such a short period of time.
Well, that's good news.
And the wind really does, the windier it is, the less battery you use.
Interesting.
You get an idea of that when I think I said this last time, when you got one of those two-handed kites and you bring it over and you get it out here, off where it's getting a wind at a bigger angle and you get more force, it really pulls, and that wind adds that power to your airplane.
Absolutely.
Very
the only place that you really start using batteries, I think, is doing vertical, hourglass, and overhead. That eats up a little power, but you save so much in the under 45 maneuvers that it's not an issue.
Interesting.
Rick Huff was on that his twin. He was running a 2200 6S, spinning 10-inch props at 13,000 RPM.
Wow.
Was that his Messerschmitt?
Yep.
That was a beautiful plane.
What'd you call it?
It's
Messerschmitt.
a Messerschmitt
Oh, I
110.
thought you said something out of mess up something. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a mess of, it's a mess of something, yeah.
That's a cool joke.
Oh.
I just called it his Nazi airplane all week long. He thought that was hilarious.
It was a Nazi airplane.
Yeah.
What a nice looking plane.
Guys, let me catch up on the chat. Bob Hudak says, I'm good, Denny. Got out flying today with my buddies today. I have that good, tired feeling from a productive day at the field. Got to hit the hay. 5 a.m. comes quick. And then Banshee 15 says, we really have to thank Sparky for his coverage. I agree.
Yeah.
And then Banshee 15 goes on to say, I watched a lot of the live stream and it was great to be able to do, it was great to be able, it was great to be able to at least see what was going on at the Nats. Yeah, that was that was a great thing to watch it live stream. I'm in Escondido, California, watching the Nats in the comfort of my garage or living room, and it was awesome. God, absolutely. Thanks so much, Sparky. It was
You were in
tremendous.
Escondido. I think some of the parts for some of the broken airplanes blew past your house.
Yeah, I agree. Probably.
Hey, Bob, you was talking about the German plane at Messerschmitt. When my dad was in college, they had a pilot from World War II come in.
From Norwegian, wasn't he?
And he come in and he said that talking about the Germans coming in, he said had Fokkers coming in from the east and Fokkers coming in from the west and all this, and the teacher and instructor said, told the class, I said, just let y'all know that the Fokker is a type of airplane. He said, yeah, but these Fokkers were flying Messerschmitt.
Oh man.
That's another very old joke.
That's very good.
Always.
Hey, Eddie, got a kick out of you in there for 3 days and freezing your tail off and
Oh yeah.
whatever else. That was crazy unsettled weather all week. So
Yeah, I highly enjoyed it. I mean, it was very pleasing to me, even though it was windy and cold. I enjoyed watching everybody fly, and the level of craftsmanship that was there was unbelievable.
Yeah.
yeah, and then Tom, what was that? 12 and a half hours, just a casual drive, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, 12 hours one way,
oh,
24
geez.
on the road driving.
Hey, listen, guys.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say hi tonight, but I got to go take my dog out and I got to hit the stack. I'm still recuperating from this past week, so I'm going to jump off tonight. But I wanted to come on and say hi to everybody.
Thank you for coming in.
Thanks
Thank you,
for
Bob.
coming.
Good to see you, Bob.
Yeah.
Glad
Bob,
to hear
good
your
to see you,
plane's all
man.
right.
You
Yes,
guys have
sir.
a good one.
All right,
You
good
too.
night.
And tolls through Chicago, toll roads.
Oh yeah.
It's been so long since I've been on toll roads. You know, last time I did it, you threw coins in a little basket as you drove by.
What
They
do you
don't
do
do
now?
that anymore.
What do you do?
They got cameras. They take pictures and send you a bill. It's like a police camera.
Yeah.
It takes a picture of your license plate and see whoever it's registered to gets the tow bill.
Ah, so the thing you do is you borrow your buddy's car.
Yeah, you borrow somebody else's car.
Hey, Phil, this is
Or
for
you
you.
put one of those gray shades over your license plate, like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Phil, this is for you. Phil.
Okay.
You gotta talk when you're showing it, John.
What's that?
Talk. You know, keep
Okay.
talking.
I'm
Oh, there
talking.
you go.
Yeah, you see that?
Got it. Yes, sir. I got pictures of that.
Okay, because I could send you there. the color picture as an email if you want.
Well, you have it. You showed it one night, and I took a picture of it with my iPad.
Oh, okay.
But I do appreciate it. That's a pretty plane. That's getting closer to the top of the stack because it's little profile flies so well. I can't wait to see what a built up flies like.
You're liking that profile, huh? That's
So-
probably really good.
Well, I'm still flying that crazy profile. That thing flies quite well. Probably be flying that for a while yet, looks like.
Yeah, Brendan is working on his today.
Yeah. Let me turn the sound off here.
Yeah, I got a Pathfinder I've been working on. Just trying to get it up and going electric.
I've been working on these. I've been playing with my computer and my new printer, and I filled up 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the fifth binder I'm filled up with things I've downloaded. You know, not programs, but articles and stuff like that. And I'm trying to get them. So because I like to have a hard copy when I'm like working on a project or something like that. That is, you know, like set of plans that I downloaded from someone, you know, and that want to be able to have the article about it there to kind of go along when I'm trying to build it. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing, and I still have got like at least 80% of my black ink and a lot more of that in all my colored inks. I tell you, I'm so glad I bought that printer. I think I probably got right around 1,600 pages that I printed on both sides.
I've been editing video from the footage that I took at the Nats. So tonight I uploaded the one. It's entitled Nats 2021 Top Pattern Airplanes.
Cool.
And so I've still got a lot of video footage to go through. I took quite a bit of video when I was at the Nats. So.
I got serious about making these albums up. I even bought me one of these. I get it right there. We
You
go.
are serious, yeah.
Creole Punch.
It'll do it'll do 20 to 30 pages at a time if you're strong enough. I like that it closes down to this. Makes it easy to put it in a drawer.
Yeah. Very
Locks
good.
it out. Yeah. So yeah, I'm serious about that. Gotta get serious about a couple more things. It's getting to the point, if I get up early enough in the morning or about this time in the evening, it's cooling down enough right now that I can go out and start going through the garage, get the rest of my equipment for the shop out of there. Hey, there's Lynn.
Hey
Hey,
guys. Hey, how's it going?
Good.
All right.
How are we doing?
Great.
Good.
Great. Yeah.
Thanks
Good
for
How
stuff.
about yourself?
Yeah, so far so good. Can't complain.
Have they opened the border yet for you?
No. Sometime. Hopefully sometime in the next month if we're lucky.
Yeah.
We'll see.
They just-
Len, did you get your stuff, Len?
No, not yet. It'll take a while.
What the heck are they doing over there? They praying to it?
Did you get the money yet?
Yeah, I did a long time ago.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, it's no hurry. It'll get here when it gets here. Don't worry about it. Everything that comes here takes forever. Our postal service is horrible.
Mm.
It only took me 3 months to get that kit from Walter Umland.
Holy smokes.
It's just 3 months?
Yeah, that's all.
That's it?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. I'm glad I wasn't in a hurry for it.
Ridiculous, man.
Oh, it's crazy. I know. How's the new airplane coming?
I just finished masking it.
Oh, good stuff. Wow.
This is the first color. I'm just
Nice.
removing the everything was masked off in there, but this is just the first color. So what I'm doing, I have a single stencil that has all the colors inside,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna start with this color here, and just then I'm gonna remove the next color and just keep going until it's finished.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of work.
Yeah, so yeah, if I ever do this again, just let me know. Shoot me, please. Shoot me before I start.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So this is gonna be like my darkest shade of blue here,
Yeah.
wherever it's open. So I'm gonna airbrush this guy, and I'm not sure if you can see here.
I can see.
But I have some little codes in here. It's gonna be the next color that I'm gonna do with these guys here.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna
Wow.
remove the rest of it. I'm gonna paint the rest of the blues. This is gonna stay just carbon fiber color, which kind of
Yeah.
like random squares over there that kind of,
That's cool.
it's nothing fell in place over there.
That's right.
So
Kind of like paint by number.
kind of like that, yeah. I guess
It'll
if
be
that's
awesome.
what it's called.
Oh, you guys.
By number.
Hey, Mike.
Oh, Mike.
Mike.
Mike's here.
Yeah, right there.
Wow.
How you doing?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
All
buddy.
right, Mike.
Hey, Mike. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic, man. I'm glad things worked out well.
Hey,
Feeling
good, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
Tell your wife when you get a chance, tell Lisa thank you. And I
Good
had
deal,
sent
Mike.
the message to Steve, so Steve got the message. I read Steve what Lisa sent to me. So
I can't see or hear Mike. Go figure.
Well,
Right.
he's not talking.
He
but
can't talk,
He
buddy.
gave the
Okay.
thumbs up.
Okay. All right.
There
Yeah,
Hey,
so-
Mike.
if you knew, Lynn, he had surgery today, and that's
Oh, wow. I
we
knew
knew
it was
about it.
coming,
This
but I
wasn't-
didn't know.
it was planned. It wasn't an emergency. It was planned.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're back with us, Mike. Hope you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Give him a couple of weeks and he'll feel a whole lot better.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be able to use that shoulder without the pain.
For sure.
Hey, I'll share a funny story. So Mike, had his back surgery today, but I had a C1, C2 fusion back in the day, and it does get funny. I did say it's a funny story. So anyway, when I had surgery, after coming out of it, I thought I was handling the anesthesia and everything fine, and so they're giving you all the soup or Jello and all that stuff. And I got nauseous and needed to throw up, but I just had neck surgery, so I'm literally in a brace, and here it comes, and of course I can't turn my head, so it goes up and then all over me. And,
Oh, man.
yeah, so that was a funny memory in retrospect, but yeah, knowing it was coming and you couldn't do anything about it. Yeah, it was one of those.
Mike says, thanks, guys.
Oh, man.
Hey, Charles.
Yeah.
Walt called me today and talked a few minutes, and he said tell you hello, and he will get back to you in a day or two.
Oh, great. Thank you. Yeah, I've been calling him and leaving messages, and not getting a response back. Started, I was just not giving in to fear, but I was just getting concerned,
Yeah, he said he hadn't been able to talk to you in a day or two. He said he usually talks to you every few days, but he sounded very weak and he sounded tired but upbeat. So sound like I hope he's gonna be fine anyway.
Good stuff.
He's a strong individual, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I look forward to laughing on the phone with him again.
He's a mess.
Yeah.
He's definitely a mess. A lot of fun to cut up with.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows a lot about a lot of stuff. So he's pretty neat.
He does.
He knows a lot more than most people realize. And he doesn't fly now, but he used to fly and he did very well. Before
I remember when he flew back in the 70s. He was pretty good. Seemed like he was an advanced flyer when I saw him, but he was pretty darn good.
Good stuff.
Well, he flew race and he flew all that stuff. You know, he was like Joe Gilbert. Joe Gilbert went out and proved to us that he could fly 4 or 5 different events and do well in all of them.
The way to do it.
So, Lynn, did you watch the Nats coverage from Sparky? Did you see any of it?
As much as I could. I watched almost all of it. It was fantastic. I loved it. It was great to watch. And I thought the guys, everybody flew really well. I was really surprised how well everybody flew. It was very, very good.
Me too.
It was very good. And I think Sparky did a really good job too of covering it. He, you know, I mean, he was wearing a lot of hats, and I got to take my hat off to him. He did a really good job.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, you had to do a lot of walking. I'll tell you, that's a lot of walking.
Yeah, as soon as I can, I'm going to try and figure out a way to send him some money. I just don't know how to do it from here. I don't know how to do it over the internet. It's not my thing. And I don't know. I wouldn't know the difference between a super chat and a box of cornflakes.
Yeah, PayPal.
If worst comes to worst, I'll just give him some money when I see him next time.
That's
if you go in
what I'm going to do.
Forum and just PM him, he'll give you his email address, and then you could just do the PayPal. That's actually the best. That way he gets more of the money that you're going to send him.
Right.
That's what I'm going to do. Send it to him direct.
Either that, or
PayPal
like I
shouldn't
say,
get
I'll just
half
wait
of it.
till I see him, and he'll get all of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's kind of what I was thinking too, Lynn.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Joe Gilbert when he was walking toward the plane?
I thought it was outstanding.
Slow the plane down.
It was a great idea.
Yep, I agree.
I was pretty impressed with that. You know, walking toward the plane, slow it down, and walking back to go up over the top.
Yeah, power and wind management. I think it's very important, and Tom Dixon's a very big proprietor of that as well. They're both very big on power and wind management, and I think it's fantastic.
I'm still trying to decide on Joe Gilbert's plane, whether it was a Hellcat or a some version of the Hurricane. Haven't figured it out yet.
I couldn't figure out what it was either. I know every time Sparky saw it, his reference to it was Bud Ugly, but it looks bright pretty to me.
Yeah, I didn't think it was Bud Ugly.
Flew well.
He's had that
Yeah, it did
airplane
fly
for
well.
a few years. He's had that plane for a while now, and he seems to have learned to really liken to it anyway. It seemed to fly really well.
It did, but you got to remember one thing: Joe Gilbert could fly a brick.
That's true. Joe Gilbert could fly a terrible airplane pretty well.
He can embarrass you with a flight streak or a ring.
Most definitely. He's done it to me a number of times.
Has he?
Yes, he has at Brodax a number of times. He's beaten us all pretty badly.
I saw him fly a ringmaster in profile class and legitimately beat everybody.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it looked, when the plane landed, I had to go over and look at it, make sure, is that a regular ringmaster? And it was just an S1 ringmaster, but man, he can fly it. Had a Brodac 25 on it. He could fly that thing.
He's also a master at setting them up and trimming them. He's a master.
Oh, yeah.
He's got everybody hands down on what to do to get the best performance out of anything he flies.
Yeah.
He can read an airplane like very few people I've ever seen. He's watched my plane one time at Brodax, and after I landed, he said, "You need this, 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 and this." I did it. My God, the airplane flew like 1,000 times better.
Sounds like Bob Whiteley.
Yeah, that's what these guys do. Like, I mean, they can fly a plane and go, okay, this is what it needs. This is what I need to do to make this airplane fly better. They don't even need to fly it. They just need to watch it.
Yeah. Bob Whiteley could do that, I know. I've seen him do it.
And
he did it at VSC.
And I think you'll find most of the guys at the top are the same thing. I think you'll find guys like Bob Hunt can do that. Paul Walker can do it. I'm sure all those guys can do the same thing. They can fly an airplane or watch an airplane and fly, and they can tell right away what it needs to make it fly a whole hell of a lot better.
Well, I know one thing. I've seen some people lately that impressed me, but We just had to add to the list, but Paul Walker is definitely on the list as being the heck of an impressive flyer. He flew, I saw him fly a flight in the wind with a B-17.
Yeah.
And if that didn't impress you, you couldn't be impressed.
Oh, I think I've seen that too.
Yeah.
And that video is on YouTube. It's pretty phenomenal. It's a big plane.
Yeah.
You can tell that thing pulled.
It was a big plane. He set up on wingtip and it's taller than him. My goodness. Big airplane.
Hey, did y'all see the video Mike put on with the Dan Banjock driving his pulse jet into the ground?
Yeah.
I missed that one.
Yeah. Something broke on it and everything, and he went up and it come down, and that was all she wrote.
So
that was sad.
Right? That
was sad because that was an interesting plane. He flew it right at dusk. He flew it right at dusk at Huntersville. And it was just incredible to see that thing. It was flying. It looked like the whole circle just had a light lid in it. It was flying fast enough. It just, I don't know how to describe it, but it was interesting.
Here's a lightning bug on steroids.
Is that on Facebook, Eddie?
What's that?
That video you're talking about with Dan Banjock? It's on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen it on YouTube. I need to spend more time on Facebook, I guess. But
I guess I'm going to have to get on Facebook.
Yeah,
I've never been on there, but I guess I'll try it.
Naomi set me up an account on Facebook, but I still don't use it very much. I should start trying to use it more often, I guess, too.
Yeah, me too. Oh.
We're all old and we don't like change. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
We think we're willing to change, but some days it ain't happening.
That's the truth.
Well, like they say,
That's a lot of
good.
days.
Yeah,
Change
a lot of
is good
days.
as long
You're
as
right.
it don't happen, right?
That's right. Oh man.
Oh me.
So Mike Lonke says, wanted to check in, let everyone know I'm still kicking. Gonna watch this show on YouTube now.
Okay, Mike.
Okay.
All right, Michael. Good to see you, buddy. Good to hear from you, buddy.
Yeah,
Great seeing you. That's wonderful seeing you. Now, you guys, I want to share a tip with you. A friend of mine and a friend of Carl, Keith Miller. I didn't know there was such a thing, but it makes a lot of sense. You know, golfers, they have that lead tape. They have a golf club that they don't like the way it swings because of the bounce. They'll put some tape. It's a lead tape.
Okay.
And, smaller amounts than our quarter-ounce lead tape. So go to a golf shop. I bought some at Dick's Sporting Goods here in. I imagine you can find it at any golfer pro shop, but it's a roll of tape, but it's lead tape. It has an adhesive and
cool.
Kind of neat.
Yeah, I got to add some
That is
ballast.
neat.
Yeah.
You just cut it with a pair of scissors.
Yeah, it's pretty thin. I mean, each little section's like a 1 gram. I mean, it's you can really fine tune some.
Good stuff.
That is neat. Thank you, Charles.
You are.
Mike,
Didn't know about that.
I didn't know about it, and I didn't even solicit it. But I was just talking to Keith Miller, so kudos to Keith to share that with me, and I'm sharing it with you guys.
I'm gonna have to get a roll of that.
I got a question for you guys. I know what to do. I just don't know exactly what to do. Mike, I got that Vector 40 from Mike, but it's set up to have a
That is neat. Thank you, Charles.
LA 46 on it. Which
You got to turn off your speaker.
I was just talking to so kudos to Keith to share that with me, and I'm sharing it with you guys.
I'm gonna have to get a roll of that.
I got a question for you guys. I know what to do. I just don't know
Hey, Keith, did you hear me, Steve?
exactly what to do. Mike, I got that Vector 40 from Mike, but it's
Deja vu.
Deja vu all over again.
Hey, Steve,
I think
I
it's
muted your
third.
camera, Steve. I muted your audio. Steve, it's you. You got to close. You might have a window open of YouTube.
okay. Anyway, the 46 on it it's set up to have the real close tolerance with the back plate to the spinner. I don't have that style of spinner, so I'm gonna have to put a spacer. So I was gonna get the 1/8 inch plywood and put the sandpaper on it. What grit do I need? Like 220? Would that be enough, or do I need more grit?
No, real rough,
Yeah.
real rough, like 80.
I use 120, both sides.
Yeah, real
I've
rough.
got
Something like that.
Yeah, okay.
And I've
Yeah,
glued
'cause
them
I
back
know-
to back too, Eddie. That's what I've done. So both sides end up having grit.
Yeah, I was gonna sandwich it, on both sides, but I just didn't know what grit sandpaper
Yeah.
I needed
But
to
I'm
use.
not really
Yeah,
sure about balsa wood. I think it would compress too much.
No, I'm using plywood. 1/8
Yeah,
inch plywood.
use
Yeah, I
the
think-
use the
I'd
real
still be
heavy
worried
laminate.
about plywood.
Yeah,
You
I
want
was gonna use
five-
the plywood and then coat it with CA and then put the sandpaper on it.
Yeah, you want 5-ply plywood to begin
Yeah,
with.
that's what I was gonna say. Use the 5 or 6 ply, the one with the most laminations you can get, the hard stuff,
All right, I'll see what I got.
not 3
You know,
ply.
I would really lobby for a metal washer of some kind, especially aluminum if you had it, but
That would
just
even be
get rid of-
better.
Would I still
You know.
put the just still put
Yes.
Oh,
sandpaper
absolutely.
in it?
Yeah.
More,
Gotta
even
have
more
sandpaper.
important.
Okay,
Even more important.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's a better
But-
idea what Dennis said.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll get rid of all the crush tendency completely. And,
Right.
I think that
yeah,
would
because I don't
be-
want it backing off and getting loose.
Plus, it makes everything out of balance if it crushes more on one side than another. Now your spinner's
Right.
not a good idea. The washers are a better idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Denny, what do you got in that creative mind of yours? What are you working on for your next example after you wear out the one you got?
I could tell you, but then I'd have to shoot you.
Yeah, he's getting smart. He's not giving away his trade secrets either.
I was just wondering whether it's going to have a butterfly tail.
Nah, seriously, John, and I think I've shared that before. The airplane I have, I really like how it flies and everything like that. It's just too damn big. It's 720 squares.
Whoa.
So basically, I want to take the same airplane with 1.5 inches less wing chord. Just take a slice right out of the middle of it. And that would get it up around from 5:1 to 6:1. It would drop the wing area down to about 620. And I'd like to drop the weight below 60 ounces. And I think all of those things would add up, as a positive.
Leave the same length of fuselage then on it?
I'm sorry?
Would you use the same moment arms, the length of the fuselage? Just
Yeah,
make
I
it-
would use the same length of fuselage with a narrower wing in it, so that it would be the wing hole would be smaller, but the fuselage would be the same length. So in a traditional way of making moments, the moments would be getting longer by that much. So
That should look nice, stretched out like that in a higher aspect ratio wing. I know you've always been in favor of those.
well, I would have liked to have had that airplane I just described. I would have liked to have had it last week for 2 reasons. First off, I think a little bit lighter weight with comparable power is always a good trade-off. And then it has been my experience that the high aspect ratio wings have a wider speed range. They don't have just one sweet spot. They seem to fly better across a wider range of air speeds, which of course, when you're flying some of that nasty stuff we had last week, that would have been nice to have in my pocket too.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I could show you how to lay out an elliptical wing with 1 truss ribs in it, if you wanted to go that way.
well, I've got the CompuFoil that'll let me do just that.
Okay, you played with it then, so you know how it works.
We have a lot of the same play toys, John,
I guess we do.
and I think we also share a lot of the same nightmares too. So,
Yeah.
Well, hey guys, I'm gonna have to get out of here. Steve, Tom, Denny, it was a pleasure meeting you guys. I'll
Good
see
to
you
see you
again on
again.
down the
You
road
betcha.
sometime.
All right, Eddie.
And, looking forward to meeting the rest of you guys someday.
All right.
And we'll see you
Love
on
to,
the next
Eddie.
one.
We'll see you next
Later,
All
week.
right,
guys.
take care.
Eddie,
Yeah.
thank
Take it
you.
easy,
Take care,
Eddie.
Eddie. See you
Good night,
later.
Ed.
Easy, Eddie.
Take care, Eddie.
I can get out of here.
I have that
Yeah.
trouble sometimes too. I can't get out of here.
You hit the button and you're still there, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Hey, Tom,
Yes.
you think we should ask Dennis to be CD again at the Nats?
Steve is just prompting me to reenact something that I said, that if I said it now, I would have myself banned from YouTube, banned from Stunthangar, and I'd be on everybody's bad list, shall we say. All right. So
I seen Samantha last night. She says that was one of the funniest things at her parties when Dennis went off.
well, I
Wow.
just they told me I should be the event director again, and I said essentially it boiled down to I said no.
There you go. Good.
I have a
It
feeling
was
that
a
was
bit
quite a
more
bit of
colorful than
condensation
that,
there.
but I said no.
Yeah, it took you 5 minutes to say no, but yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh,
actually, I
we
thought
should have had it on tape. I mean,
I thought
it
the
was
better
so
answer
funny.
was what Mark Wise said. Ask him to be the director again, and he said he'd rather go back to Vietnam. So
Wow. That's pretty rough.
Wow.
yeah,
But
well, I don't know.
but Dennis
It's
Dennis
not
was
it's not
flicking
bad.
them off. I mean, it was bam, 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 bam to what anyone was saying. Funny. Oh my God. It was, I don't know, something about taking a vacation in the Bahamas is what Bob Hunt did. How that came out.
Well,
That was
I got teasing. Bob was talking about all the things he's been doing and stuff like that, and I says, "Oh yeah, all the country club jobs, assistant team manager, trip to Europe, and all that." But I forgot to mention that part of his country club job. Sorry, he's not here to talk about it more. He almost had a chance for a extended vacation in Poland, all expenses paid.
yeah.
Yeah. You guys ever hear him tell that story?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'll
No.
have to. The long and short of it is that he was that's when he was there as the team member, but he was also still the editor of Flying Models, and he was doing the editor thing and the story writing thing and stuff, and he was taking some pictures. He was doing that in what was still communist Poland, and apparently he was
Oh.
taking some pictures of those old I think it's the Ant biplane, that old thing that they use.
Yeah.
But somewhere in the distance there was apparently some radar towers or something like that. So he became a guest of the state of Poland for a
Oh,
while.
wow.
Oh.
That's
And
like all expenses.
then he said that the team manager came and said, "Well, keep your head down. Says we think we can get you out of here in a year."
Whoa.
All right. Yeah. And all of a sudden, he lost all interest in his toy airplane contest. He just wanted to get the heck home. All right. So have him tell it. Obviously, it gets Bob's story. But we're going to have to prompt him the next time he comes on and ask him about his
I'll have to
his
remember that.
vacation in Poland. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me interrupt for a second. Terry Forbes says, "Hey Charles, I just got on as Bob was leaving. Is Mike in the hospital?" Yes, yes, Terry. Mike's in the hospital, but it wasn't an emergency. It was scheduled for the 28th for today, and it's I believe it's spine surgery or neck surgery. I'm not really sure. But anyways, he's doing well. He was in here. I don't know if you saw him, but yeah, you did see him. Yeah, he's doing fine. The surgery went well, and I suspect they might be releasing him tomorrow. I think that's what his wife had said. So yeah, he's doing well, and yeah,
Hi, Al.
it's awesome. Hey, Al, how you doing?
Good. Hi, Charles.
Hey.
It's the first time I'm logging in with your new format.
Yes, yes, and you look like at least 10 years younger.
Okay.
And you have more hair.
That's a good
You got
thing.
you got your trophies with you?
I only have one trophy, I think.
But I thought you won a couple.
Oh, well, it was a team trophies, but yes. Yeah, I got, I mean, you know, it's a racing team, but usually when you race, they give out pilot and pitman. This year, they only gave one trophy to the pilot. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'll get my slow rat trophy. I'm really proud of that.
Good.
So have you done any painting trying?
What?
Have you done any painting in the molds yet?
I need a good day to go outside and not be bothered. So I'm looking for that. Right now, I'm just doing the masking. As you can see, the masking is done. So
You need a good day. I just saw that Tropical Storm Danny is heading straight for Atlanta. So
that's a good day, I
your
guess.
way in a day or two.
Might blow them up to Midwest where you might have a little bit.
I guess he's going to have to switch to polyurethane, which is moisture cured.
Ooh, hiss. Ooh, hiss.
It's not gonna happen.
Looky here. Looky here.
Hey, look at there.
All right.
2021 national champion.
Hey, Al, you need to speak so the camera stays on you, Al.
Oh, okay. Well,
there we go. Keep talking.
All right.
yeah. So this is for AMA Slow Rats, an official event. They go. It goes 120 mile an hour, and you have to race for you have to qualify for the final. That's a 70 lapper, and then the final is 140 laps.
What's that to do with Pontiac there, Pontiac, Michigan? It says Muncie, Indiana.
Indoor net. That's where the indoor events will be flown.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So nats are being split between Muncie for the outdoor and Pontiac for the indoor.
Right, and then they give you this cool T-shirt. They give you this. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah, very cool.
Yeah, it's a blue. It's a blue one. You could buy red ones, but the blue ones if you win the event. And then in Turkey, my friend Carl Schaefer, he came in first at 112 and change, and I came in second at 110 and change. And this is the trophy they give you for Turkey speed.
Nice.
Wow.
Cool.
And then the next guy was Henry Nelson. He came in at 106. So you
beat Henry Nelson.
Yes.
Man,
yeah.
you did well.
And then Henry had 3 planes too entered.
Wow.
So yes.
I'd like to.
I didn't know Henry was there.
Oh yeah, Henry was there. Yeah.
Henry does not like to lose.
Yeah, I know. And then we entered Fox Speed too. I came in. Well, Henry came in first and second, and then there other guys came in third and fourth. I came in fifth, and my friend Tom came in sixth. But we only got one run, because I wasn't familiar with the format and how you sign in and to test the planes. And the way they launch the planes, you don't have a timer. They have these blocks, electronic blocks. So that was all new to me. So then once we learned it, we took pre-flights before we ran our perkies on the open circle, for warming up. So we got our planes, the needles set pretty good, and then we just went out and executed it.
Mm-hmm.
So good. It was a tricky day for. for getting that right needle setting and getting the most power out of it. But I was there. I got there Sunday, and we flew every day. Right. Till it ended Thursday. But I raced Monday with my friends. We flew vintage B team race, and we won that. And then I forget what that. Then Tuesday I flew. I didn't fly class. I was so busy I couldn't fly classic. But Tuesday was Slow Rat and Fox Speed. Wednesday was Perky, and I forget what else. What else did we fly? It was one.
Yeah, I was
in Goodyear. We flew good.
I was the judge in classic. I missed you over there, Al. I was hoping to say hi. So
yeah, both Carl and I, we had a scratch, and then we figured, oh, we'll fly the second flight, but then you guys had the scores together, and we said, forget it.
Yeah, well, that was a made up on the fly thing, and they didn't decide that until that day that they were going to have 2 flights, 2 circles, and add them together. And if you weren't there, you were toast.
Right. Yeah. So we were going to.
So what happens if you were in a circle that we have more lenient judges, and you are in a circle where they have the tougher judges?
That's why you added the 2 scores together.
You added the circle from both. You added your scores from both circles.
So if I'm in front of the same judges, same set of judges, right?
No, different.
Well, the judges stayed with the circles.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you fly for one set of judges 1 round, and then the other set of judges the other round.
Okay.
So that's why they added it together. You had the same judges watching both, and of course you didn't have anything with if there was any differences in weather and stuff like that. Bad weather and tough judges or whatever. All those things that we like to complain about. So they can't quite do that. But.
So that was the real deal breaker for me. That
you had a darn active week there, though. My gosh.
I was out till I was there on the L pad when Bad Jack put the jet in, and then I was video. Did you see where the moon and the sun were like 180 apart?
Yeah.
On Wednesday night.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was sharp. You saw the moon, and then you turned 180 degrees around, and there was the sun on the other side, and they were at the same level.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's because it was at the summer equinox and full moon, so everything is completely lined up. It was really neat.
Yeah.
And it was clear night. Yeah, I never did get my score for that knee dance I did in front of Dennis on his circle.
Oh, geez. Yeah, Steve was launching for Vince Bodie, and he's there, and he's like kneeling down with the airplane, and then he moved or wiggled or something like that, and it's like he almost fell, and the airplane turned like 45 degrees and everything like that. And Steve Smith's the other judge, and I mean, we were ready to like jump in and grab something, because Steve looked like he was ready to do a facer right into the airplane. And everything worked out all right, but it scared the crap out of us. And then Steve got up limping. So,
well, what it was is that Vince dropped his glove on the ground and thought he forgot it. It must have fell out of his pocket. So we flipped the airplane over, and I told him, I said, well, I can get down. And then I said, just kind of watch and keep it high if I can't get up good, because that's the problem. Well, I go to put the airplane down, and the glove is right under the propeller.
Oh, crap.
And his propellers cuts grass as it is, and it's like crap. So I decided to take 2 knees forward. Well, the first one went, and when I put the weight on my left one, my back pinched up, and just my whole back and knee just went down. So I went down on that. I got back up on my right knee and launched, and then got up off the ground. But I had it happen coming off of ladders a couple times where that leg just gives out, but I didn't realize it would do that when I was down down like that on my knees.
Isn't getting old fun?
Yeah, it's that pinched nerve. If I move just right, it pinches that nerve and I lose everything in that left leg.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know whether to help him or to videotape him, you know?
Oh,
look at him crash, you know?
Both.
You videotape them, then you help them.
And I felt, Vince, he didn't know what was going on because he's carrying his handle up high, walking towards it, and all of a sudden he feels this big jerk on his hands, and when he turns around, then I'm back up, and he's looking at me like, "What the hell is going on?" But yeah, we made it through it. After that, I just I can do it, but if you can find anyone else, you better have them do it. But I get down pretty good. It's just not getting back up because I got no strength in that left leg. But yeah, I almost did a face plant right into Vince's airplane.
That would not have been good.
Not good. Be my luck, I fall right on the edge of the prop.
Yeah.
I saved it though. I figured if I hit the ground, at least I could keep the airplane up in the air. But I didn't. At least I didn't face plant in the ground or anything. But yeah, it woke the judges up. Like, okay, we're awake now. We're ready to judge.
All right.
Yeah. So I also flew speed limit combat and AMA fast combat. I had to get that fill my bucket list. So,
all right.
How'd you do with them?
Well, speed limit, I won my first round, and then my second round, my engine was running great, and they said combat, and all of a sudden my engine went over lean, and I had to land it and try to restart it. By the time I got it restarted, it was already halfway past through the match. So my opponent set his plane down because you went on airtime, and everything was single elimination. They ran because of the weather that was coming in on Thursday. They ran. They moved it instead of double elimination to single elimination. So they ran speed limit, half A, and fast all on the same day.
Yeah, the sportsmanship over there.
What's that?
Oh, that's what they do.
Yeah. So
they don't take prisoners.
Yeah. So when I got up in the air and my engine was running good, he sat down because for every cut you get, it's 100 points. And so if he's on the ground, I could get nothing but airtime, and there wasn't enough airtime left for me to.
Yeah, for you to catch him. Yeah, I get it. Wow.
Yeah. So that's
how they do it, though.
I was a little annoyed at that, but that's the way the way to go. Way the game's played. And then in fast, my first match was up against the guy that won last year, and I beat him. And then in my second match was 2 cuts to 2 cuts, and got in a line triangle, and I went down, and then he went down, after me. So he won on airtime, and so that was it. But my stuff ran really good. I was running with the best of them, and I was able to, fly and turn with them. So that I was really happy.
You held your own.
Yeah, held my own. I have nothing to be ashamed of.
That's awesome.
I was a little nervous at first, because you got to take your deep breath. Those things are going around at 120 also, and so it's but it worked out really good.
Congratulations, Al.
And
that's good.
You did well.
I broke 3 props and destroyed 2 planes.
Good grief.
And they both, one I mid-aired with the one guy. Well, even though I beat the first guy, we had a mid-air, and that ended that. But I was ahead with cuts, so that ended that. And then the second one, I got in a line tangle, and that plane went in the ground, and so that one's gone also. A lot of carnage. That's all you hear. The actual flying time is about 30 seconds, but it feels like 3 minutes.
Turn. Yep.
You know, because I think, you know, you're all hyped up, all, you know, all wound up, and I'm thinking to myself, boy, that, you know, that match was really long, and I'm saying, well, it could have been that long. The engine only runs for 2.5 minutes on 4 ounces of fuel, you know. So it's then I looked at the video, and it was actually combat time was actually 30 seconds, and it seemed
Good
like
grief.
it was like 3 minutes, you know. So
Hey, Brendan, is that one of the airplanes that you got there from the Nats?
This was given to me by Lon Key. He had it in his garage and he brought up. So now it's a Pathfinder that Lon Key gave me. Most
You
of those
converting it to electric? Is that what you're doing?
it was actually already electric, and so it already had the case here on the side.
Oh, okay.
And so it already had the case. I was just trying to put one of my motors on there, and I was soldering up an ESC for it tonight. As I'm getting into these bigger planes, I guess I'm needing to get bigger ESCs. I've just got a bunch of 35s, but I'll tell you what, ESCs are really expensive. I don't know what you use electric wise, but man, I can't find anything that what I would think would be a good price on them.
Well, their prices went up.
Yeah, I used the Cuban timer, and so I got all the Cuban system, and so I'm kind of stuck in my mind with the Castle Creations, like the Phoenix stuff. But I don't know. The price tag on those things really set me back.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that that one from Badass there. Well, it's not a Badass. It's actually a Cobra, but it's a real fat. He was telling I'd have to look at it, but that's not a bad price. And he said it's a really fast. So, but I want to try one to see how well it works. But
you guys want to see something?
Castle Creations, they're expensive.
Yep.
So what I've done in this paint job, when I did my paint job, first I created the drawings of it, and then on this chart here, I just kind of figure out what I want to put where, right? And then when I mask the plane, I put some colors over there, just to know which is which, right? And after that, like for example, this is the first color I'm gonna paint. You just peel them off, and the paint is gonna go in there.
Okay.
And then when I do the second color, then I peel the next set of stencils wherever they are, and then I'm shooting the next color. And I don't care if they overlap, because the paint is opposite in my case. It's against the molds. So if you're sitting on this side of the mold, you're not gonna see the overlap.
right. So when you spray your second color, it'll go over your first color because you're viewing it from the other side.
Yeah, and I don't care.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but you just got to make sure you do it evenly so it
really doesn't matter either.
Because if the color's translucent, it might show.
Yeah, you might get some see-through.
Yeah. Actually, these are very opaque colors. They are from Class Coat. It's an epoxy-based paint, and they are pretty opaque. I just put with an airbrush a super thin layer, and it just covers very well. And I'm gonna start with the darkest colors. I'm gonna finish with the lightest color.
Right.
So, and these colors over here, like you see on a checkerboard, actually they are very close to each other and are same family of colors, like a light blue, a little bit darker blue, a little bit darker blue, but they're all three in the same shade of color.
So you're painting it from the inside out.
Yeah, from the outside in.
The outside's finished.
Yeah, it's from the outside comes in.
Right.
Yeah. So as I paint one color, the next one is gonna be a little lighter shade, so they're gonna overpower the other one. and they're pretty opaque as is. You know, when I put it on with an airbrush, I did a little test. It was just fine.
So are you just gonna have blues then on the airplane, or?
No, no. Primarily, it's gonna be something like this with the blues, and I'm gonna still have like my original paint job like this with this is gonna be yellow and white.
On the wing?
Yeah.
And tail?
Yeah, on the top I'm gonna have these stripings, right?
Okay.
And on the elevator as well, top of the elevator as well. On the bottom, I'm just gonna have the checker thing.
Okay.
Are you gonna try to paint in the name too?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, it's built into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's all in one shot. It's all in one shot, and it's in one stencil too. But you know, I tell you, it's a little bit of it's a pain in the ass to do this whole stuff. Good night, John. Yeah.
No, I just was waving to Walter.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's hard to put a stencil this big and try to get it accurately down in a mold, and to have so many squares to worry about. So you know, when the surface is kind of slippery. So this is the only time I'm gonna do this. Like I said, just if I do it again, just please shoot me.
Gonna label each block like white, blue, red.
How are you, Walter?
Yeah, no, the checkers basically on this plane I'm gonna have. If you remember, my last plane was red and white on a paint scheme on it. This is gonna be yellow and white, but in addition to that, I'm gonna have the checkers as a background kind of thing. And the checkers are not really checkers. Obviously, they are. You know, it's a random pattern, right? But basically, they are still made out of squares that are touching each other. And
hi guys.
Hi, Walter.
Walt, good to see you, buddy.
Yeah.
Great to see you, Walter.
All right, that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for show and tell.
Love the paint job though, Tryon. That's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's sure it's gonna be a very nice paint job, a beautiful one. But yeah, don't ask me to do it again. next one, so I'm just gonna keep something simple on the wings and the fuselage. You know, I mean, I don't care. You know, if it's just two colors, it's easy to do. Especially if you have an inner color with an outer border on it. Then you can spray the inner color, remove the outer border, and let it dry forever. You don't care. Right? And then you can come and shoot the second color right on top of it, or just edge it wherever it needs to go. And then you remove the rest of the stencil. Here you go. We're done.
Yeah.
Tryon,
Sounds like the way to go.
You guys, let me interrupt for a second, you guys. Tryon, there's a couple of questions for you, Tryon. Let me see. Dan Winship says, Tryon, are you using dolphin wax to paint in the mold? And he also asks, Tryon, what prepreg are you using in the mold? If not prepreg, what resin do you use in the layup?
Okay. To answer the first question, I don't use any wax or PVA or something like that in a mold. I am using what's called a semi-permanent, which is made by Chemtrend. It's called Zyvax. So that's question number one. Question number two. What was question number two?
Question two was, what prepreg are you using in the mold?
No prepreg. I don't use
What
prepregs.
resin do you use in layup?
Yeah, I don't use prepregs. I use straight material and resin. The resin is from Aircraft's process called MGS. And this is the only resin that's actually this only resin that's approved for real aircraft, for manned aircraft. It's very, very good quality. You can mix it in small quantities. You can have super thin layers, and it's going to cure fine. And it's also very thin, and you can the viscosity is very low to it, and it's easy to penetrate and get into stuff to wherever you need to go. It's gonna wet the fibers very well.
Very cool. And I have something else, a comment toward you, Al. I believe it's for you, Al. Terry Forbes says, congratulations, Mike, but I really think he meant you, Al.
Okay.
Any YouTube on your event? Good to see you again. I love Speed, Combat, Terry and the Pirates, South Florida.
Not on YouTube, but on Facebook. On my Facebook,
We lost Walter.
under my Facebook and on Control Line Flying, you put my name in, it'll come up. But yeah, not on YouTube.
Your name again is
Albert Ferraro. Put my name in under Control Line Flying in Facebook. You go to Facebook, go to Control Line Flying, and then just search Albert Ferraro or Mike Lonkey, and you'll find some videos.
great. Hey, and Al, and by the way, Al, thanks for your super chat. Appreciate it very much.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. And I imagine Walter just got tired. He's just getting out of the hospital, so it's probably why he bailed. Now, Banshee 15, when you said what, I don't know what you're talking about. So add some more to that. And then when Dan Winship says the Pylon guys were using MGS also. And then he goes on to say, thanks, Tryon. And Terry says, my question and congratulations were for Al. Sorry, gang. I was thinking of Mike, Terry and the Pirates. And then Walter Umman says, had to leave. Wife came home, and I promised her I would stay in bed. You got busted.
You got busted.
Oh, man, you got busted, Walter. Oh, man. I know Anne Marie is not having that. You just got out of the hospital and you're on the YouTube.
You're a bad boy.
Bad boy. But thank you, Walter, for coming in.
He told me
Glad he felt good enough to come in.
That's
Yes.
right.
He told me when he talked to me on the phone that Anne Marie had gone to work and broke the transmission on her car.
Oh.
That it would only go and drive.
Oh.
You could say, we thought it might just been the lever, on it, might have gotten jammed or whatever. But anyway, apparently either she had to get a ride home or if she got it fixed.
Oh,
she
man.
couldn't get home. Things are really loading down on
Oh, yes.
Walter right now.
Oh, I know. So Banshee 15 says, okay, I'm out of here. Have a good one. I don't understand, Banshee 15. I was just asking what is what. I don't know what you was saying what to. So, hey, but thanks for coming in, Banshee 15. Have a good one yourself. Have a nice evening or good morning. I'm not sure where you're at. That's it, you guys.
Oh, that's it?
As far as the catching up.
Yeah. Well, now we're
Easy
all quiet.
tonight.
Now we're all quiet. We must exhaust
It's just
ourselves.
quiet before the storm. We have the after party.
Oh,
That's coming. Getting ready to
10
bust
minutes.
Steve's chops.
10 minutes.
Uh-oh. Steve, be careful, buddy. They're primed and ready for you tonight.
Yeah, what it is, Charles, you interrupted us, and with old guys, once we're interrupted, then we're wondering, are we going into that room or were we coming out of the room?
And we're not supposed to take anything with us.
Hey, Charles,
Oh,
I want to show you, when you sign up also, they give you, when you register at, and you go to farmhouse to pick up your, you got to sign in.
Yeah.
You get a sticker, and then you get a
koozie.
Yeah.
for your beer. And they give you a flashlight.
Yeah.
With the Nats on it.
Swag.
And then they even give you a Nats
Cool.
to wipe your plane down.
Oh, wipe your plane down. Nice.
Polish your plane, a terry cloth.
Very nice.
A buffer for your stunter.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thanks for See, that's just yeah. Wish I would have went.
Yeah. that was,
A long way.
Hey,
from-
they let Constantine in. Why couldn't you come down to the Nats?
Well, he flew into New York. He flew into New York from Russia, I believe, or from the Ukraine,
Oh,
and then drove from New York to the Nats.
Oh,
Oh yeah, he
Yeah, I
didn't come from
understand it.
Canada.
I understand that Constantine built this airplane in Siberia and then came to America. And somewhere along the way, he was quarantined here and there. I don't know how in the world. I thought all of the borders were still closed. I don't know how he went from Canada to Siberia and then there to USA. And I presume somehow he's going to get back to Canada. So that's where he lives,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
does he live on the West Coast? Does he live there by you, or?
He lives near us. He lives in Toronto area.
Oh, okay.
But he's moving all over the place right now, so I don't know whether he's coming or going a lot of the time.
Oh, so that he told me that he made that airplane from their molds, so he could fly at the Nats with it. But I didn't realize he had to go all the way to. I thought they sent the molds to him. I didn't realize he had to
No,
fly all the way to Siberia.
He went to the molds.
Oh, okay. I was joking with him. I said something about being back home lately, and he's like, "Yeah." I said, "Weren't you kind of afraid they won't let you get back out?" He goes, "It crossed my mind, but," he goes, "I didn't think I did anything wrong."
Wow. Well, hopefully I can come next year, guys. We'll see.
hey,
I'm planning to come next year too.
The next pandemic coming, Len, they'll probably close the borders at the provinces.
Only thing is, Len, if the United States knows you're coming, we'll fake another pandemic like this one.
Nice. Nice. Thanks, Steve.
Nice to have friends, huh?
Yeah, you're damn right. Nice to know who your friends are, Steve.
that's all right. Well,
Lord have
we'll
mercy.
take the pandemic so that you can't get back home. You'll have to stay with us, Len.
I might never get my plane and my motor from Phil at this rate.
Yeah.
You guys be careful. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you Friday night.
See you Friday, Phil.
All right.
Time for me to go
Hey,
take some meds. The
Phil,
shoulder-
before
Okay.
you go, I didn't get to talk to you.
Yeah.
How did your Father's Day deal go with your grandson?
Oh, it went great.
Yeah.
We went as far as spending time with my grandson. It went great. As far as the flying, it was terrible. I had my
Okay.
Vector, my new Vector out there, and I was flying it in the wind, and everything was looking good until I did the horizontal 8. And when I did the last turn in the horizontal 8, when I made the turn, I said, "Where'd that bird come from?" It wasn't a bird; it was the battery.
Oh,
Oh.
Chucked it right out the top. So that didn't end well, but you live and you learn.
Did you hurt the plane, or did you get it landed?
Oh yeah, it hurt it. It hurt it. I will repair it, but it's hurt. But I learned something. I will have something more than a piece of Velcro holding the battery in from now on.
Take a look at what Denny's doing there. He's got his battery going in from the inboard side, not from the top or the bottom.
Yeah, my SV Cavalier and Super Sportster and SV26 are all like that. But anyway, none of them are painted yet. None of them are finished yet. So I have to get busy and finish them. But like I say, you live and you learn. It was an ARF, and I knew that I didn't like the system because I had used that system on my Nobler with reasonably similar results. And I thought I had a better piece of whatever you call it stuff on there, and I thought it was thick, and I had it all maxed down. Thought it was all in there, but the wind was blowing, and I didn't know to step into it. I just learned that trick, and watching Joe Gilbert, matter of fact. And anyway, when I did that last turn, it just right out the top. So anyway, exit stage left, live and learn. And of course, the plane at that point is going into the wind. Now it's tail heavy, and now it has no momentum because it just blew it all.
No.
So it hit the ground. The landing gear, the wheel pants went up through the wing on both sides and banged it up, tore it, ripped the landing gear out from under it and banged up both sides of the wing. The front got a lot of grass, looks like a lot of damage, but it's really just kind of pull it back down and CA it in place. But it's repairable. It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
I just did something stupid. I told my grandson, I don't feel good about this flight for some reason. He said, then don't do it. And I said, I got to fly. What the heck? Dumb. Just dumb. That's all it was.
Now, was
But
that
anyway,
was that a gut instinct not to fly?
Yeah. And I went ahead and did it.
You know, your stomach is like your second brain. And we all got to listen to our second brain.
I'm learning that.
Told me I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too.
I'll be right back.
What now, John?
That's kind of scary. My second brain is bigger than my first brain.
Yeah, no. I'm not going there.
I ain't touching that line, brother. I
Me
ain't touching
neither.
that line.
I ain't going there either.
I saw the
Okay.
same exact thing happen 3 weeks ago at our field. And the
Uh-huh.
battery took off out of the plane. It must have it had to go 100 feet up in the air. And then, luckily, I kept my eye on it and was pointing everybody to stand back. And it landed just right, on the outer edge of the circle.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah.
but at
This
least,
one, the battery don't appear to be hurt, but the airplane sure was.
Yeah.
But-
And then the plane just like fell backwards, like it was super tail heavy after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But I saw the same exact thing happen.
Yeah, it's just we got to find a better way to hold a battery in the airplane.
That's for
It's
sure.
I've always wanted to have them quick, so if something happens, you get the battery out fast. But the next way, we'll have some kind of bracket or arm or something that goes in there wooden with a bolt in it to hold it in. William Davis, I looked at William Davis's system and I said, you got to take 2 screws out to get that thing out. That's if something happens, that's going to take a long time to get it apart. But all you got to do is pull a safety plug on the side and you just
Right.
unplug the battery anyway.
Yeah.
And once
Sure.
once you remember that, I mean, just unplug the safety plug and you got it. So it's going to be bolted in the next one. But there
I
will
like
be
that
another.
big plug that you guys are using, that safety plug. I don't know, a couple of my friends have it. That has that nice plug. You pull it out, it's disarmed, and that's a good
Yeah,
thing.
that's it. That's it. That's what's on mine. And I don't know why in the heck I didn't. Anyway, one of those things. You live and you learn. I
Unless
learned from
somebody
this
got
one.
hurt, that's the main thing.
That's it. That's it. Just my pocketbook and my pride.
Yeah, well,
Have a great one, guys.
okay.
Good night,
Thanks
Phil.
for coming in, Phil.
Good night.
See ya. Well, it's about time. Let me wrap this thing up. We did get a super chat. Thanks to Al Fierro. We had as many as, looks like our highest views was 30 views, and we have 30 likes. So awesome. Thank you very much, everybody. And it's been a good night. We didn't get any new members. So remember, our YouTube membership's only $4.99 a month, and that helps the channel. That helps Sparky with the expenses. And we're going to be transitioning to our after party where we just continue on. I just end the live stream. And for those who don't know, when you come into Stunthangar and you go to the At the Bench link, that gets you into this space. We don't go anywhere. We just end the live stream. So that's what the after party is. But we do sometimes have great conversations, a lot of fun, and sometimes it's better than the live stream portion. So with that, we're going to end this stream here, and we'll be back Friday. Hopefully go out there and have some fun. Come back and tell us all about it. Tight lines and fair winds. See you later.